spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Hello everyone and welcome to Indie Voice. Today we're going over one of the probably best Spider-Man games in the entire series of Spider-Man's games. Yes, I'm talking about Spider-Man for the PS4. If you look from the Sega Genesis games up to now, this one is probably the most well done, well put out from Insomniac Games of Spider-Man that has ever been done. Like in general, excuse me. And this game, honestly, in my personal opinion, definitely deserves its gold rating star and probably now has gained its top selling game throughout the Sony line of games. If you check the Game Informer magazine, they'll show right there, it says, gold, 9.7 on the scale of almost near perfect 10. Besides these several little glitches and areas, but those can easily be fixed later with patches. But other than that, let's get started with the story. Warning, I will be having some spoilers in this story here, so if you have not played the game or have not beaten it yet, I will apologize beforehand before you listen to this. If you have beaten it or you just don't care about the game whatsoever, I don't know why, but if you have not, then get ready to experience the great story of Spider-Man and what you'll experience ahead. This will be shortened. I'm not going to say the entire story because that would ruin it for you, but I'm pretty sure someone has already done a whole movie thing of the entire game in general. So let's get started. So the game starts with Peter Parker, his usual story of how he gains his powers from a radioactive spider and has become Spider-Man with the 8 years behind his mask of saving people, fighting villains, stopping citywide attacks, and several other things that have happened since the past of Spider-Man 3, 2, and Shattered Dimensions. You now have this Spider-Man is taking down Kingpin, which is Wilson Grant Fisk. Now, Wilson Grant Fisk, if everybody knows or doesn't know, he is the big crime lord. He is the head guy that controls organizations, gangs, and everything else that includes drugs, guns, all the above. And now you have the info to take him down, which you do, and you do take down Fisk. You will punch him to the ground. After the whole events of Fisk being taken to jail and everything, a new villain has now been shown and hidden behind everybody, and that is Martin Lee. Martin Lee is also known as Mr. Negative. Now, Mr. Negative has these demonic powers that has to bring out the anger in people, which why he has his little demon group literally called the Demons. And his powers makes people negative or makes them attack each other or kills anybody else around the area. You now have the story that will begin Dr. Octavius and will bring Martin Lee or Mr. Negative to light on how this entire citywide attack of this dangerous drug or dangerous concoction that's supposed to kill everybody called the Devil's Light or Devil's Blight or whatever it's called. It's a very deadly virus. But this game there is a area where Norman Osborn is going to this container, and Harry, after this entire time, is locked away in there with the symbiote, which no idea how Harry got in contact with the symbiote. I thought it was supposed to be gone, dead, or anything else along those lines, but apparently it's attached to him, which Norman Osborn is trying to figure out how to get it off, which I don't know why no one or Spider-Man hasn't said how to actually get it off. It's by sound, but apparently this thing has been fused with him. So that might be a future DLC content. It might be some of the future for this game in general. We might be able to see the symbiote suit for Spider-Man. So let's see what happens with Insomniac Games and their future stuff. The features of this game has definitely got so many features, including the fact of stopping bad guys, hearing police alerts, using your swing acrobatics, doing some tricks in the air. There's a lot of side quests in this game that basically gives you a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things to complete, including gaining suits, his powers, abilities. Each and every suit has a different ability. So say like for example the Noir Spider-Man, which is pretty much I'm all quiet and silent, and they can't call for backup because they can't even hear that person freaking out or anything like that, which makes a lot more sense and awesome for the silent missions. Then there's the Taskmaster groups, which is basically used to fight Taskmaster, You would think, you get like a Taskmaster suit or something, or maybe something really high tech, but you do get to meet Taskmaster after you complete all of his special little things he wants you to do. Then you have Black Cat's special Black Cat suit that she made specifically for you. It looks pretty awesome. You just gotta literally go around to each and every point and collect them, and you gain that suit. Now, the next thing, which is the next thing I'm going to be talking about now, is the pros and cons. Yes, there are some cons. Very little. It's like 3 at least. The rest of it is all positive. Besides the fact, I'm going to talk about the positive first. He can swim. He can swim. Oh my God. Finally, after all this time and all these Spider-Man games, you would think Peter Parker would know how to swim. And this one, he can swim in water. Thank God. No invisible walls. There's a lot of side missions to complete. There's really a lot of action, a lot of villains to fight. Just a lot that this game has definitely given to show that you can't be bored. And now that they're including New Game Plus, which will be hopefully out next month, because so far that's what Insomniac Games is going to be doing. They're going to make this probably one of these Spider-Man games that you can play over and over and over and over again. And who knows, we'll see like a level expansion or anything else that has come along with the DLC coming out for Black Cat. Now the cons, there are the cons. Now there is a bit of glitching here and there. Like if you swing into a wall in a certain way, you can get stuck. I mean, it's not perfect, but again, that could easily be fixed with a patch sooner or later, or in the future they could fix that part. There are some times where you think you jump off of something or you zip line towards a point and you just don't jump off even though you pressed X. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem, but again, that can easily be fixed with a patch. Again, like I told you, this is going to be a very little negatives with this, besides the very scary people that you see on the boats with their square heads. Other than that, my complete thoughts on this game, really good, really well thought out, really well done storyline. You have Miles, which now has the Spider-Man powers, and along with Peter, so now we might be able to see a DLC about Miles and his storyline and all the villains he has to fight. It might come out the same time the Miles Morales movie comes out. Definitely deserves its highest rating, to me, in my personal opinion, as probably one of the best Spider-Man games, and I give it a 10 out of 10, like it deserves. Thank you for listening. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
There goes the Spider-Man in the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, wealth and fame, he's ignored, action is his reward. To him, life is a great big bang.